Yay, more Katherine. Unfortunately, this is one of those bar scene parts. Sad face. All right, we're gonna have some. Oh, this is where Vincent decides to take a tip from the boss and wear sunglasses everywhere.
Wait,
Holy
Chrono
shit, she
Rabbit.
exists.
That's Chrono Rabbit. That's what they decided to name the third game. Huh.
Do you think you look good in those?
Okay. Not what I would have gone for, but it's not as stupid as some of the other names you've chosen lately, Squeenix. So,
Squeenix.
that's just what I call them.
Next month, I'm running really late.
Oh, this is where it begins. There's this. She's apparently pregnant. Actually, what's really going on is she thinks she is. She got a false positive, and she doesn't immediately tell him this when she finds out.
So wait, right now she thinks she has a false positive.
No, right now she thinks she's pregnant.
Oh.
Yeah, but she it ends up being a false positive. So
It ends up being a false positive, and she winds up using the excuse she had already had as a sort of passive aggressive way to try and get him to marry her.
Well, at this point, it's not passive aggressive. It's just aggressive. You know.
At this point, it's not passive aggressive. It's her being insulted that Vincent's being so awkward about it.
Well, it's a big bombshell to drop on somebody if you're not. Well, even if you are married, it's a big bombshell to drop on somebody. But especially if you're not, you know.
So hard to tell what you're thinking.
Yeah.
But this just like this interaction here. We're barely 2 minutes in, and this conversation is already really fucking awkward.
Indeed.
Well,
Catherine's thing is that she's really afraid that Vincent isn't serious about her, so she's just on edge about everything. Eh, Not that that's a justification for the way she acts. But just about everyone in this game who's a douchebag has a legitimate reason for being the way they are.
Well, right here, he's already doing pretty much a social no-no.
What, talking on the phone on the
Talking
date.
if you're in a meeting with your girlfriend or on a date, put the phone away. Answer that shit later. It can wait. This is a business proposition.
How'd she get
Alright.
your number? You were texting her. You told her to send pics, please. Okay, you shouldn't be surprised that she has your phone number, dude. I mean, Jesus.
Right. In any case.
What
He
I
looks
want to ask you guys though is that do you think? Well, this is more for Lewis anyway because he's played the game. But do you think this story translates just as well for Western cultures than it does for Eastern cultures?
Well, apart from the things that are specifically Japanese culture, which are a bit what the fuck, like the sushi restaurant and the really, really small apartment.
I kind of like that.
For the most part, yeah. And then, like Vincent's job has something to do with a bug, or he's like some sort of some sort of computer programming thing that he makes like not very much money for, and I don't really see those kinds of jobs in America
it's okay since you're
where you don't get enough money to afford more than a teeny little apartment and you're still working on computer programming shit. But
back to work after having the baby.
the actual most of the interactions between characters and stuff still translate well, and the overall themes and the story still translate well. It's just like it has that 4 Kids dub problem of certain things being obviously not Japanese, not American, rather Western, and they're still trying to pass them off as such, and it's kind of glaring when it happens.
You need to make sure you're saving up.
And that's pretty much all I've got to say.
These two don't look like they would make very good parents.
Well, communication is a thing in relationships. They've been together for 5 years and they still can't communicate. What's a summer squash pasta?
Well,
Okay,
it's
I will pretend I already know when in actuality I'm googling it.
you see, in July, people take all of their pasta and they jump on them a whole lot, and then afterwards you eat it.
Oh, I've seen summer squash pasta. It's pretty much a clusterfuck of colors.
Now you see, Vincent, you should have worn a hat along with those sunglasses. Because with your current hairdo, anyone can tell who you are from behind.
Gotta quit smoking too. It's not good good for the child.
Bathroom gotta go right now.
I'll ask my parents when they'll be available.
That enchilada.
Now, do you ever get well, okay, you get do you ever get like morality choices in the cutscenes that impact anything, or
Not during the cutscenes. No, the cutscenes are fixed. The only impact is that when the meter shows up on screen, you're getting one of two inner monologues from Vincent. One that's dickish and one that's not.
okay, so you can never like add or subtract points to your meter during one of those cutscenes. Then okay.
No, you can't.
Who's the father? Told her I was.
Okay, now we have more dude bro bonding.
This is all getting too much for me, you know.
Okay, somebody needs to play the Cheers theme.
Finally, time.
Yeah, I mean, if my girlfriend has this baby, I won't be able to hang out in this bar and get wasted anymore.
No going out late, no liquor.
Vincent!
Gambling, no relaxing on
No,
weekends.
nobody.
You
Okay,
gotta
never
take
mind.
care of the kids.
Really? Dang, that sounds really tiring.
Hello, Ronald McDonald.
Quit
You
filling
didn't bring me my Happy Meal.
I'm sorry, they were out of
Oh,
Hot Wheels
jeez.
toys. You all have to get the Barbie instead.
No.
And here's where we come to one of those aspects of Vincent's character that partially explains why he's so fickle about this. He didn't have a happy family life himself, so he doesn't see himself in a family life on the other side, which is a fairly realistic thing. A lot of guys and people who come from broken homes don't really know exactly what to do about their own. It's not always, but you know, it's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was scary.
Because, you know, inevitably people look back at their own family lives when they're trying to figure out how to run their own families, and people who don't have good examples have nothing to go on. How did you get there?
I didn't know you could leave from behind the bar.
You have legs?
Yeah, sheep rhymes with sleep or something.
Sorry.
I'm not sure exactly what he said in the Japanese version, but it probably wasn't sheep rhymes with sleep.
Did he go back to the counter?
Yeah.
Does exiting the counter exhaust him?
It drains his life
It
force.
drains his life force.
Once every 300 years, he has enough strength to leave the counter for like.
Yeah, once every century.
Once every century. Oh yeah, sorry. He has not
It's enough strength to leave the counter for about 3 minutes. And he's just using up the last minute.
So
right now.
when he goes out and does errands, he has the counter strapped behind his back.
No, the counter just pops. No, the counter is just on wheels. It just pops out of the ground. You can just drive it everywhere.
I'd like to call attention to something. The boss there was doing the waitress's job while the waitress was standing right next to him chatting with the customers. And he said nothing about it. You can tell who runs
Like,
this
get back to work or you're
establishment.
fired.
It's not the boss.
Well, he's not Big Boss.
These guys
Yeah.
really need to get that clock fixed. I mean, it's wigging out all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just glad that it coincidentally ends up on the correct time.
Yeah. You know, this is another thing that doesn't translate well in America, at least. Not necessarily other Western countries, but Japan runs on 24-hour clocks.
Yeah,
So
they-
it's
they-
the whole AM PM thing.
Yeah, it's well, I don't know if it's called military time.
Well,
but
we
that's
call
all-
it military time.
Yeah, we call
We
it
call it
military.
military time because only
Yeah.
our military uses it.
Well, I mean, theoretically, it does make more sense, you know, because you say like 9 o'clock, and you know, it could mean either in the morning or at night, you know.
Hmm.
It's just it's different and
Sometimes.
weird, and I don't like things that are different and weird because America.
We need a more of an American flavor when it comes to this jukebox.
Mm.
Sometimes I feel I've got to
Run
run away. I've got to get away.
Funnily enough, when you said that, my first thought was bad rap. Ugh.
I think actually the stereotypically American music is probably more country. I think because I don't see that sort of music anywhere but the U.S. Now that I think about it.
I've never seen it in that many non-American things either.
It's
And
really
here
obnoxious helicopter flying around me.
Now that More cryptic hints from the twins.
To go
Yeah.
up, sometimes you must look down.
Why?
Every rose has its thorns.
Another thing about this award thing, while you're sitting in the bar, you can actually hit the retry button, which is triangle, I think, to play through the nightmare stages again. It won't make any time pass while you're in the bar, and when you come out of the stage again, it'll act like Vincent dozed off.
I feel like randomly wigging out.
But yeah, if you're going for trophy for medal completion, that's the way to go. The only thing you need to watch out for when you're doing it is that you don't actually have rest stops between stages, so the option to buy items is gone.
Well, if you're replaying the stage, it's to get a better trophy anyway, and like you said, buying items makes trophies harder to get, so... Or
Yeah.
gold trophies harder to get, so...
Yeah,
In a way,
is
that
it-
helps.
It helps, but you don't have the stop and buy an item option at all, so it's something to keep in mind if you are planning on trying to buy one. Oh right, this guy was apparently a school kid with Vincent who was adopted by some business heir. This is actually something that doesn't make much sense in the West. This guy's particular plot. Because, you know, the way business heirs and business families work in Japan is significantly different than over here. So, some people might head scratch at why he has to ditch his current girlfriend. It's because, you know, in businesses in Japan, you're going to have...
Who's Magus X1?
Vegas X1 is a YouTuber, actually, that I had on my friends list.
We don't talk anymore.
I've sort of fallen out of touch with most of the YouTube community, actually. Not much time for watching videos. But, my point was, business heirs in Japan have a way of getting stuck in arranged marriages, which is why Daniel and Anna have this little drama going. I don't think that happens in America. I will not speak at all of other countries.
You know very damn well everything we need to say out of
Oh, well, he was just
100%
online,
fact.
and he's off, and now this dude's very indecisive.
Normally, I actually would be offline myself while recording games, but I wanted Katherine to be online so that I could show the surveys at the end of the questions.
Yeah.
That's great. Now we're talking about like the potential of humanity evolving into hermaphrodites or something.
Asexual reproduction.
Well, according to
Hey.
Jurassic Park, if you just put enough women into like an enclosed space, some of them will just turn into dudes.
No,
Because
that had to do with the particular kind of frog they used in the dinosaur cloning process or something. West African or whatever. I forget. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. Probably West African frogs. But yeah, there was one type of frog that, according to Alan Grant, could spontaneously change gender. If it had to. Oh, okay.
So wait, Catherine with a K is constantly disappointed that you're at the bar, but you're always at the bar.
She wants you to be responsible, JPEG.
well, buying like 50 drinks a night is probably why he's not he can't afford a nice apartment.
Well, actually, it says you can check the ATM. It says he just changed jobs, so he apparently got an employment upgrade, but hasn't gotten much paycheck yet.
Well, like a severance package or something like that.
I don't know. He hasn't gotten much money from his current job. He also bought a new model phone very recently, and I think Catherine K mentions that he just got a new computer recently too. So it's not so much that Vincent doesn't make money; it's that he's not the type to save his money, which is a problem. More rum and cola trivia. What's our fun fact for tonight?
Did you know that alcohol makes you drunk? I know. Interesting stuff there.
You didn't? Well then, have a seat, son.
Alright, now we're talking about fizz cocktails. You don't say!
You know when your drinks sometimes make this noise? That's carbonation.
Actually, that's the fuse going off on the bomb underneath your table.
Okay. Now, if you're wondering why I picked whiskey rather than the other options, it's because there's something actually kind of cool. Cool in the sense that wearing a fedora is about having a glass of whiskey next to you. Only douchebags do it, as far as I know, but at the same time, it's very styling. But I don't know whiskey at all. Could someone explain to me why there's a massive block of ice in that cup instead of, just cubes or something? Does anyone know?
Nope.
Fizz is via carbonation.
That has nothing to do with the massive block of ice at the bottom of the whiskey glass.
They put it there so that you get less alcohol in your drink for the same size glass, so that.
I'm pretty sure our subscriber is already answering it via comments.
If
Who
they
knows if
have
we'll ever see
Google
the
Plus.
I was also going to say, how would we know if you ever see it? Because we may not see it.
Very true, very true.
Fucking Google Plus.
All we can do is move along.
Oh, Vincent's stealing your line, Reverend.
Wow, this helicopter's really fucking obnoxious. Go away!
Stray sheep in the field of life too.
Are they ready to raid your house, John?
I don't know. I don't see any spotlights.
He's really gone.
Well, how about those little red sniper dots?
I never thought.
Got any of those?
I got curtains over my windows. I wouldn't be able to see them.
Can't believe it myself either.
Alrighty
So
then.
the sniper can't take the shot.
I'll just keep my mic muted unless I have to say something.
Would you like to save 15% on your car insurance? Oh.
I don't get it.
Looks like it's time to change my number again.
No, I wasn't. I couldn't have been there. You must have seen someone else.
I told you you need to wear a hat, you dumbass.
Well, maybe you should just get something a little bit less distinctive than that giant freaking afro.
It's a very unkempt looking afro, and at one point they actually make it sloppier toward the end of the game to signify that he's in an even worse state than he used to be. Oh yeah,
So
you
you-
can check
you
your
hammered
ATM
again?
until bitch about his money situation.
Are you hammered again, or do you have to go to the bathroom?
Okay.
She's pregnant. That really means marriage, huh?
Well,
Not
you could be
necessarily.
you could be a dick and walk away, but you'd have to deal with being burdened by the guilt of being a total asshole for the rest of your life.
Not for sure yet. She said.
Do they have, okay, well, I'm not sure any of you guys would know this situation, but do they have, like, child support laws in...
Oh God! Don't get me started on Japan's child services. It's horrible. Okay.
So
okay.
she
let me
couldn't,
just
like...
let me just underline one thing about Japan's child services that should just spell it out for you. Okay, if you're abandoned at an orphanage, there is a very good chance that they will lock you out of adoption completely because your blood parents might come back for you. If you're in an orphanage, there's also a good chance you won't get any money for cram school, which is needed for high school entrance exams, which is not compulsory, so you might not get a high school education, even though pretty much everyone does.
But there's no, like, so if Vincent left, Katherine couldn't, like, make him pay child support or anything like that.
Child support, I'm not sure about child support laws. I know that there's some serious favoritism toward Japanese parents if they have non-Japanese, fathers, mothers, etc. But I don't know about child support for divorced parents.
Because, like, I know in the U.S., because I've watched an unhealthy amount of cop shows, like, you can basically make the father pay child support if it's, like, out of marriage or whatever, if you have the child.
Yeah, there's Japan has a lot of strange and sometimes pointless rules that really, Japan's policy toward child services for orphans in particular is basically pretend the problem doesn't exist.
Well, that always works so well for me.
Huh?
It's just like I see my laundry over there, and if I just don't pretend that it's not dirty, then, I don't have to deal with it anymore.
Oh,
And
the
then
only ones who'll notice the smell are the ones who aren't always in the room anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not actually trying to justify your lack of laundry, huh?
Well, I'm trying to justify my lack of everything.
Your mom comes up, tells you to clean the room because there are going to be guests over, and you answer, "Are the guests going to come to my room?"
Well, yeah, well, how about this? If I close my eyes, the mess is suddenly not there.
I know, exactly, John. I'm so glad you're so understanding.
Right. They're talking about the space tour thing, which is $50,000. Somehow I think that price is actually supposed to be 50,000 yen. And they say $50,000 because that's easier than changing the price on the poster.
50,000 yen's only like $5,000.
Yeah.
Which is actually relatively affordable
I think it's
for that
500.
sort of thing.
I think it's 500, actually.
It's the general rule is just move the decimal place left too.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that would be $500. $500 is totally affordable for a space tour. I mean, like, I could afford that.
Yeah, but then you find out it's all cardboard cutouts of space and constellations and shit like that. Oh, wow, this is a real waste of money.
Oh, it was just a trip to Disneyland so I could go on Space Mountain.
Space Mountain?
Well, being honest, $500 is probably relatively cheap for a trip to Disneyland, honestly, if you're going to be there for any significant amount of time.
$500 is an airplane ticket, man.
500, yeah, well,
That,
if you want...
that plane ticket better be round trip.
But yeah, anyway.
Can you set it up so that your text messages don't actually change your meter at all?
No.
Oh, your meter will always change a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. That's the point of the text messages.
Well, still, if you want to keep it in, like, if you're trying to get all the endings and you want to keep it in between neutral and order or
Then
whatever.
you can just not answer the text messages.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
You don't even have to... I'm hanging around talking to people. I could have just walked out the door anytime I wanted.
Well, you're not drunk enough yet.
Well, yeah, you're right. I still need that I'm trying not to just drink 2 glasses of whiskey back to back, because that's boring to watch, and it would take like a full minute, or 2 minutes, or something.
And so instead we're going to talk to this know-it-all over here.
Lose your memory drinking?
Oh, this is an amusing little dialogue. Did you ever lose your memory drinking? I have when I was young. And then he goes on this. He just goes on this long anecdote about shit he's done when he couldn't remember because he was drunk.
Well, isn't the phrase "you drink to forget"? Was it? I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Well, you drank to forget, but that's generally talking about the troubles you had before you started drinking. It's like if you get really, really drunk, you start to blank out on stuff that happened while you were drunk. But, if that's happening, you probably should dial back your alcohol consumption. Pro tip.
Tell that to my sister.
Guess I won't.
Alright, and now these two have shown up.
Booze and you.
Wow, we're still getting tutorials for concepts we covered 2 nights ago. Thanks, game. Atlas really wants to make sure you know how every aspect of this game works.
Hey, if this were Kingdom Hearts 2, we'd still be in tutorials at this point, probably. Would we?
I wish you were joking.
Hold on. We're basically at the end, and we're about we're a little bit under 2.5 hours. So since Lewis did some light editing, it would probably be 2.5 hours of game time at this point.
This is all assuming, of course, you don't skip cutscenes.
Well, why would you be skipping cutscenes in an RPG?
Roxas would
first
be having a
playthrough? I
showdown
don't
with
know why.
Axel right about now if we were playing Kingdom Hearts 2.
Are you alright?
Oh, Vincent sighed at the same moment I did. I have my sync point for this part. That wasn't an honest answer, that was me deliberately trying to push back to chaos.
unleashes his full potential when he's surrounded by women.
See, this guy's got the right idea. Just why can't everybody just agree that I deserve an entire legion of fangirls surrounding me
You're
at
not,
all
you ain't
times?
nowhere in America. Look at those fucking mutton chops.
I'm not after women.
Then you're after me.
This guy looks like a really bad Elvis cosplay.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Man, my head hurts.
That's because all you do is play
Now, these two actually work for the company. These two are actually, you know, executives at the company Katherine with a K works for. Coincidentally.
Are you one of those guys who can only get
Does that mean anything?
real life women?
Not in the long run, I bet.
World building? Question mark.
Well,
Or
it comes
contrived.
up in one conversation, but that's all. And now I'm leaving the bar because, you know, I could hang around for a bit longer, but why the fuck would I bother? I've done everything I need to.
You taking off now? You don't look so good.
Maybe you should get someone to prop you up. I'm fine. I can still see that there's only 3 lanes in the road. Wait, no. That's not right. Oh, wait. No, I should probably get someone to prop me up now.
I swear to drunk, I'm not God.
Amusingly, in the bad cheater ending, when Katherine with a C vanishes, you run out of the bar after her, and you hear this crash, and then Vincent starts screaming that he just like help, I need a medic or something like that. And it's just kind of yeah.
Huh.
So in the worst ending, in true visual novel style, you die.